Hello guys, how are you guys doing tonight? I wanted to talk about, the stigma on single women, single mothers, and why men second guess dating a single mom. And so today I've talked to a couple people today, getting to see their side from a male's point of view. And so I just wanted to hop on and talk about this topic. It seems to be a hot topic for some people and seems to be controversial. But I'm going to wait for a few people to hop on. But when you're on, feel free to engage in the conversation we're having. I love when you guys engage. It helps the conversation. I welcome men and women's thoughts on this. And this goes both ways before we get started. Women think twice about dating men that are single fathers, and men think twice about dating single mothers. So, I just kind of want to get a feel of why men and women give it a second thought about getting involved with someone that has children when they do not have children. So today I was online and I was scrolling through my Facebook news feed, and hey, both Alexes, how are you guys doing? Love that you guys tuned in. So today I was scrolling through my Facebook news feed, and there was a guy that says he wouldn't date a single mom. That was just something he wouldn't do. And so that got me to think, why wouldn't he date a single mom? What is behind it? And so, I messaged him politely because I believe about being respectful. Everybody has an opinion. It's going to be different than mine. It might be the same as mine, but I'm very respectful about it. Okay? If you don't know already, I'm a single mother of 5 kids, and so I messaged him and I asked him, I said, I would like to know your thoughts about why you wouldn't date a single mother. And so he continued to say, because he got bashed. He was getting bashed left and right from men, women, whoever, that, that he wouldn't date someone with kids. And so before I assumed anything, I wanted to reach out to him and talk to him. And so he gave me his point of view, and he said, Jess, it's hard for me to date a woman with kids because if it doesn't work out, then I'm not only breaking your heart, but I'm also breaking 5 little hearts. And that is hard for me as a man to digest. And it's a fear of mine. I don't want to break an innocent child's heart. And I can respect that. I have a lot of respect for him for being honest about it and putting it out there, because, and I don't think he's an asshole. I think that, that is a real fear. Men are scared not only of breaking our hearts if they commit to us, but also breaking the children's heart. Hey, Marty, but breaking the children's hearts as well, because it's devastating. It is devastating when a man comes into your life and he's involved with your children's lives, and your children suffer a breakup after you've been together 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever. It's devastating then to the children, and it's like them going through divorce again. They have let this man in, and then all of a sudden it's over. And this is, first they had their dad, and then, you guys divorced, and they were devastated, and then they have this man that has been around for 1 year, 2 years, and they bond, and they, he treats them like their own, and then it's over for whatever reason, and now you're not only picking up the pieces of your heart, but you're picking up the pieces of 5 little kids' hearts. And for any man to walk away from that situation, it hurts a man to do that. He's not a heartless man, so if he walks away from 6 tears coming down their faces, and not only yours, but also 5 little tears running down their face and looking at him after, 1, 2 years, and you guys call it off for 3 years or whatever, that's hard for a man to stomach. And so, I appreciate him being honest. And, I'm sorry that women jumped down his throat or men jumped down his throat, because he was looking at it from a good place. That's a fear. And everybody has their own fears, and we're entitled to those fears. So, I educated him because, he had told me, I've never considered dating someone with kids because I have that fear. I've never been opened or talked to someone. And me, I'm all about educating. I think there's a big difference of dating girls that are single moms that aren't ready, and then women that are single moms that have it together. And that's a huge difference. So the next thing is, men are scared, like I said, to break kids' hearts, but as a woman, as a good mother, you don't introduce your kids right away. I firmly believe, as a man or as a woman, if you're single mom, single dad, you don't introduce your kids right away. I believe you get to know that person, because you don't want your children to see men or women coming in and out of your life, So I think that you have to take that time. I'm reading comments, so I'm stopping here in between. But I think that you have to take that time to get to know that man or get to know that woman. And really open up to them and talk about those issues and talk about, your children and what you're looking for, and, his fears of coming into a relationship of not having any kids, and, coming into that. And because you have to understand, anyone that does not have kids, they have to adjust to you as an individual, you as a mother, and your children and their different personalities. Because we all know I have 5 kids, 5 different personalities. I'm a firecracker mama myself. So to have any man that is not a dad and have any man to come into my life, it's a huge adjustment. And I think as women, we forget that. We forget, or as men having, mothers that don't have kids before, we forget that. Because we have been in the situation of raising our kids. We're used to the crazy and chaoticness. We're used to dealing with the other parent. We're, used to having that lifestyle. We've already adjusted to that lifestyle. But they haven't. They're clueless. They're uneducated about it because they don't have kids. They don't have, co-parenting issues. They don't have legal issues. They don't have all those things. So we have to be patient with those men and women. And we can't just say that they're having ignorant thoughts because they're not educated. So we need to take the time and have the patience. If he is a really good man or she is a really good woman, we need to have the time and patience to really educate them, prepare them, let them know honestly what they're getting into, and fill out the situation. And then that's when you bring in your kids. But it's not you meet somebody and you're like, hey, I'm a mom of 5, you want to come meet my kids and hang out? Like, that is not what a real woman would do to any good man or any man. We would not bring any man just in our door and open it up to our children. Our children are sacred. Our children's home is sacred. I don't invite men to my house. Unless I'm getting married to you, I'm engaged to you, we've been together forever, I don't let them come to my house because this is my kids' home. I have respect for my children. And until we